Hi there and welcome to Ronan Nazarin Talks. I'm Solitary Ronan from Solitary Ronan Films.
And I'm Nazarin Prod. You'll hear a background noise here today because my microphone batteries ran out just before we started, so I'm using the mic from the camera, so that's why the audio is maybe not as good as it usually is.
Yes, apologies in advance. So today we're back on Bergman and we're looking at two of his earlier films, and these were recommended by Daisuke Beppu. And again, if you don't know who Daisuke Beppu is, go find his channel. It's an amazing channel and he's an amazing guy. So we're going to look at Summer Interlude from 1951 and Sawdust and Tinsel from 1953. So I'm just going to start with a little overview of Summer Interlude. This is a film that jumps back and forward from time. We start in a city and it's about a ballerina, and we follow her story, and she is given a diary by somebody, and this leads her to a flashback of her previous summer. It's called Summer Interlude, but it starts in the autumn and then goes to the spring before we actually get to the summer. And it's really about her relationship with a boy during that summer period, and the resulting events, and it kind of flashes backwards and forwards. And that's pretty much it as far as an introduction.
Yes. It is. We should get the elephant in the room first straight away, is the fact that I did not like this film at all. So,
I mean, I liked it as far as I certainly liked about the last 20 minutes. I feel that this was the first film that we've kind of looked at from Bergman in this series that was too long. It could have got there a lot quicker. For me, I'm not a romantic in any way, shape or form, so it wasn't perhaps as interesting as his other films. I still think it's a good film, but it could have got there a bit earlier, but it's got a nice last 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm kind of... I hated the end of it, so I'm very different from you there. The end is the thing that put it over the edge for me to hating it. But it is an early Bergman film. It's him learning how to be a director and learning his own style. And you can see a lot of early Bergman stuff here. It's just that he's working through it just now. And I think this is one of the films he was still working stuff out. But for me, he made a lot of mistakes that just irritated me. So it was
Yeah, I mean, both these films are interesting as far as, like you say, it is Bergman, but not the fully formed Bergman. So you can kind of see little bits and little kind of Bergman obsessions, but it's not a kind of fully realised film. Even from the titles, it's not the classic black with white titles that we're kind of used to.
Yeah. Actually, I liked the first 10 minutes of Summer Interlude. Was all the theatre stuff, because I used to work in theatre and it got me very nostalgic. But I mean, the big problem for me, the unsurmountable problem is the structure of the script. Because the acting's fine. All the actors do their job, the lead actress is really good. But the structure is... it just hobbles the story continuously for me. It just is like one of those things that just... you're going back and forward. I don't think you needed it for this story, because I think it would work better if you just had it in chronological order. I think it would be more impactful. And going back and forward just annoyed me, because she has a boyfriend in the future elements of it who I thought was the same guy from the past, because they looked so similar, until later when you realise it's not.
Yeah, I never thought that. I just thought he was really annoying.
Yeah, he's a character you want to see strangled, this older guy. He's such a... And the actor playing him is just, he just seems like so. He doesn't seem like he's that invested in this film.
Yeah, I mean, we should say this doesn't have, the exception of Gunnar Bjornstrand, who turns up as a kind of snipey. No, he doesn't. Sorry, that's the other film. Yeah, we're not talking about Bergman's regulars here. He hasn't quite got his company together yet. So the acting on some levels perhaps isn't what we're used to.
Yeah, I thought the lead actress was good. She was carrying it, but she was doing all the work because no one else was doing much in this one.
Yeah, again, it's another great female role in a Bergman film, which obviously he's known for.
Yeah, I mean the lead actor, the actor who falls in love in it, he's okay, but he's a bit whiny.
Yeah,
he's really. This is Bergman's Attack of the Clones. No.
It's not that bad. It's like you're making out to be completely unwatchable.
I'd rather watch Attack of the Clones than this one. Honest to God, this is.
I think I would rather watch this than Attack of the Clones.
No,
that's just me.
It was just. Oh boy, that's the main idea. The story is good. Is the idea of we can't really go into these two films without saying spoilers, but they're such old films that you can't really. It doesn't matter. Because I mean, the whole plot of this one is you get spoiled in the first 2 minutes. This is a woman who's been traumatized with something and she's withdrawn into herself, and it's like, why did she do that? But it's so academic the way it's done that by the time you see her as a younger person, someone full of life, that's been drained from her in the first section. So when you see her like that, you just wait to see what went wrong rather than actually look at her as a character. And that was my big problem with the structure. It's like you're not looking at a person, you're looking at a person before the fall, and you're not really seeing the person as complicated, you just see them as someone who's about to be traumatised horribly. And you can. It's just. I think it hobbles the drama really badly because having that structure means Bergman can be really indulgent in the romance and have it go on for a lot longer than you would normally do in later films.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, like I said, it's overlong. It could have been a lot tighter. Again, I didn't have as much of an issue with the structure.
The structure irritated me from the off. As soon as I did the first flashback, it was like, oh no. And I think that sinking feeling, like, because you know Bergman when he's older did all that stuff so much better.
Yeah,
and
but again,
it's an early film, but it's like it's almost like he's hitting every mistakes that we would never make again. For me, I mean, I know I've been hard on this film.
Yeah, but again, even for somebody of Bergman's stature, it is a learning process, and you have to learn what works and what doesn't work. Again, the idea that every single Bergman film is a masterpiece is obviously it's not correct, but that's kind of sometimes what we're told. But he made mistakes just like every other filmmaker.
Yeah, so I looked in the some friends of ours rating this film, and they were all like 4 stars, 5 stars. I'm thinking, did they see the same film as me? This is.
No, I would give it a 3. I know you would probably give it lower. But
I gave it a 2.5 because the actress is so good.
Yeah, I don't do halves.
Yeah, but because I didn't want to be too cruel to it, because it was a well-made film. I just thought it was a film with a lot of mistakes in it, and probably because I'm probably bashing it too much because it's Bergman making it, and I hold him to high standard. Even though this is an early film, and I knew it was an early film, it was just like. It just irritated me. It's a film that irritated me, like, to the bone, irritated.
Come on, one of the actors is called George Funkquist. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Mr. Funkquist.
It's also because, I mean, you look at some of his other 50s films that were lighter, like, what was the one, the one we covered, the summer one?
Smiles of a Summer Night.
Yeah, it sounds so good and so mature.
Yeah.
And this one, it was just like, oh boy, you made every mistake. This one.
Yeah, but again, you don't know what his frame of mind was when he did it, and I would say it's a good film, but it's far from his best. And again, it's not one that I would rewatch very often.
Yeah, I would say it's a professional film and leave it at that because I think it was like I'm used to Bergman not cropping out and anything, and
Yeah, I
this
think that's another issue because of this high standard.
yeah, I know.
So the films that don't quite work or aren't up to that standard, you do kind of look at them perhaps a little bit more savagely.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I mean, the big thing for me is the structure just annoyed. I think even if Bergman was like was an older Bergman and he used a structure, it would annoy me because I don't like that structure. I think it's the story structure. I think it's a cop out when they're doing flashbacks and stuff. It's something I don't like because I think it leads to like very simplistic storytelling.
Do you feel sometimes people use it because they feel their actual narrative's not strong enough, so they decide to do flashbacks to kind of make it more interesting?
Yeah, I think in this case the story was strong enough. I think he wouldn't have hit some of the bumps he did for me if he'd done a different structure. I think he would
Yeah,
have been
but maybe he
forced.
was just experimenting with it.
Yeah, I just think it forced him into not analysing his story enough to
Yeah.
bring out the stuff that was interesting and take down the stuff that wasn't really.
I mean, it is. We should say it does look beautiful, like
Yeah.
most of his films, and there's a wonderful turn by Gruffman, the dog.
Yes.
Gives a moving portrayal, but he always has that existential angst about him.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful performance.
Yeah, the dog's better than the human who's his master.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked about the creepy uncle.
Well, at least he was interesting.
Yes, he could have been played by George Sanders in the remake.
I know. I mean, basically, the uncle and her were both good, and you really wish the film was about that relationship. I think that's my big frustration.
Yeah.
What he does with her and how he kind of turns her from being someone kind to someone who's shut off. And that whole thing about him sending the dive to try and get her back to humanity again, that's a really good structure. And it's like, that's probably why I'm so annoyed with the film is they had something there and it never quite delivered. And it was like, you had it, it was just, you did the wrong thing with it. And I get bummed. I think if it was a bad story, I'd been less annoyed. I think it's because it was like, there was potential. And because Big was so young, he never quite got hold of it. And it bugs me more because there was something there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's fair enough. That's...
Yeah.
So do we have anything more on Summer Interlude from 1951?
Oh yeah, the ending. I have to go to the ending. Because that ending is terrible.
I didn't mind it that much.
But the problem with the ending was she gives the guy a diary. The guy who she's trying to fall in love with. The guy who she's in an on-off relationship with. But I didn't believe for a second that they would last more than 2 weeks after that. Because she was so into her art. And also, he's obviously someone she's using till she can get through this. That's all it's about. And again, if that was the thing that was brought up rather than suggesting maybe they will get together, it would have been fine. But they just cocked out suggested they would be together. It's like, there's nothing in these two's relationship or the actor's relationship that said that. I just said like...
But then it's how you read it, because I don't think they'd be together either.
Yeah.
It's like the ending of Rashomon. People say, oh, it's too sentimental because Takeshi Shimura takes the baby away to join his family. But I don't necessarily believe that he will. He could quite easily sell it. So it's how you read it, really.
I know, but the thing with that, with Rashomon, is the world is shown as so brutal in that film that any little bit of humanity really helps.
Yeah.
And this one, it just, to me, it reads as false drama because I think the narrative is set up as if they're going to be together in a way that you just don't feel it, and you feel that her problems are so complicated and so difficult that I think the interaction that was needed between her and Uncle, really, rather than her and that guy, I think that was the interaction needed for the ending.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't believe for a second that they'll stay together. So
yeah, I'm just frustrated though because I think there was a good film here. It's just like the lead actress was up to the task, but it was just the script just bothered me because Bergman directs it really well. He paces it well. you can tell he's got a clue what he wants to do now. But it's just the script. He just had to. I think he needed another draft of that script just to finesse it and get it right. And I don't think he did it. And it's like it's so annoying.
Yeah, I mean the scenes at the end with the ballet leader.
Yeah.
Are fantastic.
Yeah, they're so much better than.
Yeah, they're
anything than the
standout scenes.
Again, that's what's annoying. You can see the talent come through in this film, and it's just like it just feels like any time it has to be conventional, it just drags down. Cause I'm not sure when Bergman at the time believed it. I think sometimes he was compromising in ways he wouldn't later on. Maybe he wasn't quite sure himself.
Maybe he was in a good mood.
Bergman wouldn't go that far.
I'm just being stupid.
yeah, but it's that thing. Is like, if I didn't see the promise of it, I wouldn't be so annoyed. Really. Yeah. And in this one, I think when you hold someone to a higher standard, if you see them fall below that standard, you get annoyed.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it is the first Bergman I've actually seen that really annoyed me. I mean, I've been traumatised by other Bergman films, but I've never been annoyed with this. This was like the one that was like, I was surprised because I was looking forward to this one, and then when I watched it, and I was getting that sinking feeling, and it was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good film with flaws and definitely not him at his best. But I wouldn't say, never watch it. Watch Attack of the Clones instead.
I will. Watch Attack of the Clones instead.
That'll be the tagline of this video. It's like...
Yeah, well, I'm just imagining certain listeners of ours that we know of will probably be having a fit at the moment for me saying that.
Yes, quite possibly.
Which pleases me no end. Yeah, but one thing we have to say is how good the lead actress is.
She's so phenomenal.
Good, and she handles everything so well. And she really keeps the thing going, especially when she's younger, when she's so full of life. And then you see her when she's older, but it still feels like the same person. So it's actually delivered really well because it's two different. It's one person, two different parts of their lives, with two very different outlooks in life, and it's really terrific.
It's Madge Britt Nielsen.
Yeah, she's really.
I'm not sure she was in other Bergman films early on. I'm not quite sure.
I think she's in a few of them.
I think she possibly has.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a shame you never continued with her because she was really good. Yeah. Because she's very much a Bergman actor.
I mean, it's definitely one of the reasons you should watch it, is for her performance.
Yeah, because she's so good. And because she's dealing with leading men who are not up to her standard, which means she's carrying the scene for both of them throughout the film. Because, I mean, the younger guy's not that bad, although I do like mocking him a little bit. But the older guy is just...
Yeah, he's fairly reprehensible. You don't really understand why she would have anything to do with him, to be honest.
I know, he's like... every time I saw him, I thought he looked like a mad rapist. That kind of...
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was going for kind of the polar opposite of the young boy, but it didn't really work.
He just looked like a creep. He just looked like someone who was up to no good at every opportunity. So, there we go.
But certainly, if you've seen the film or when you watch the film, let us know what you think about it, because I think we'd both be interested to hear your views on the film.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to a few comments with some of my comments. I think some people will not agree with me, put it that way.
Yeah, it's what you feel, though.
I know, that's fine. I was quite pleased I found one I didn't like because it would make it interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say with this film?
No. So do you want to give us an overview of Sawdust and Tinsel from 1953?
Yes. Sawdust and Tinsel is about like travelling actors. But two different types of travelling actors. You've got the circus actors who are their main focus, who are these guys that go around, put up the circus tents outside of town and do their very kind of gaudy act. They go from place to place. They're they're always running out of money. It's a very tough life for them. Uh, and there's a lot of storms when they're going to place, so they have to deal with the weather as well and just get on with it. They've lost some costumes in the last place they're at, so when they go to the next place, which is the hometown of the leader of the troupe, they have to go to the local theatre, theatre group, and ask if they can borrow a few costumes for a couple of days until they get money in so they can buy some new costumes. They say okay, and then there's some interactions between the different troupes, and you see two different types of theatre entertainment people, the more upper class ones and the lower class ones, which includes a romance between the wife of the kind of girlfriend of the leader of the troupe, who he sometimes calls his wife, and one of the members of the theatre group. The man who's leader of the troupe also goes to see his wife from the town and sees his children, and he's starting to regret walking away from them, and he's trying to decide what to do with his life. And it's the stories about how they make choices about what their fate is and what they want to do with their lives. So that's the synopsis. Is that okay for you?
Yes, that's summed up very well.
Yeah. The good news is I love this film. This is very extreme for me, these two films.
Bergman will be pleased.
Yeah, which is funny because that's the one I was dreading. That's the one I was like, I don't hate the title, I just don't like the sound of this. This will be the one that's going to be the grind. And I got the wrong way around completely. The one I was looking forward to I hated, the one I wasn't looking forward to I loved.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I preferred this to Summer Interlude, but for me, they're both the same kind of film as far as early Bergman's, that he's looking, or the kind of the blueprints there for future films, but it's not quite fully realised here.
Yeah,
because obviously it's got elements of the Seventh Seal and the Magician and kind of future obsessions. Again, I felt it was a little too long, but I liked the characters. It kind of starts as being a bright and kind of airy and kind of upbeat film, but obviously it quickly kind of descends to a little bit darker material, as you'd expect. Harriet Anderson is wonderful in it. Even the way she moves is like fantastic. And Gunnar Bjornstrand's in this one, not the other one. I got confused. As the theatre leader, who isn't in the film for a long time, but gives a kind of snooty performance. As it's the difference between theatre performers and circus performers. I enjoyed it. It's a good film, but again, it's perhaps not Bergman at his best.
Yeah, I agree. I love the film, but I know it's not one of the best ones. It's one of those ones I really like it, even though I can see its flaws. It is overlong, and it feels like it's 10 minutes too long. Like there's 10 minutes and little bits and bobs. It's not like there's major scenes to lose. It's just like little bits and bobs of things you need to lose. But
yeah, I mean, it's interesting because these are the first two Bergman films we've looked at where, you know, the length of the film isn't exactly what you need, like the other ones.
Yes, but I think I guess it's a case of I think he was in love with the subject matter, and I think he was a bit self-indulgent, but it was fine though, because I really loved the atmosphere of it, so I was fine with being a bit overlong. It didn't really get to me that it was too long. It felt a lot like Floating Weeds, the Uzu film, but Floating Weeds is a better film, but it felt very influenced by Uzu in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the acting's much better than Summer Interlude on the whole. The characters are more engaging. You know, you want to find out what happens to them. The fact that the kind of leaders of the circus kind of at some point want out of the circus because they're tired of that life is quite interesting, really well done. The circus leader's relationship with his ex-wife when he goes and sees her, they're beautiful scenes. Shot by Sven Nykvist. Again, it looks beautiful. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is. There's a great atmosphere to it. It feels like really lived in, because there's scenes with them putting the circus tents up and things, and it's raining, and they're you can see them just trying their best to get this thing done, even though the weather was awful. and they've
Yeah.
run out of money, and it's just like a pitiful resistance. And how just hard it is to run a circus is the big thing.
Yeah, but you get the feeling that Bergman cares about them as well. There's no kind of distance between the filmmaker and the subjects. You do get the feeling that he cares about them. So even though he's got obviously Gunnar Strongstand looking down on them, Bergman's not looking down on them.
Yeah, he looks down more on the theatre people than he does on the circus people.
Yeah, I mean, the actor's pretty much a sexual predator, and
oh no, it's like plus he's a terrible actor. I mean, not the actor playing him, but Bergman actually goes to the point of showing him being a bad actor. You see a bit of his performance, and it's not good. It's like the performance that Bergman probably say, "Do not do that in many of my films," type of thing. It's like it's exactly what you think Bergman hates in acting. This guy does. It's old-fashioned style that is not what he likes.
Yeah, so it's really an interesting look at kind of the class within the entertainment business, as far as between theatre and the circus performers, which is really interesting.
Yeah, because the circus performers know who they are. You know, they know exactly what they're doing, and
there's no pretensions.
Yeah, they know that they're lowbrow, and that's it. That's fine. But yeah, I just love the atmosphere of this film. It just is. There's a lot of love for the characters and how complicated things are. So even the ones who have simple lives actually have a lot of depth to them. Really.
Yeah. Should say this starts with a flashback as well, back to an anecdote about the clown and his wife, which is almost kind of Fellini-esque.
I know.
At the start of the film.
But I think this film was made in like 53, and I don't think Fellini was big till late 50s, so it's not really Fellini. I think it's much more like
Fellini stole from Bergman.
Of course. I think it's just in the air. I think it's just in the air. I think they're both put everything with Orson Welles and his kind of theatricality.
Yeah.
You know, I really like that sequence because it is harks back to silent films like Buster Keaton type of miming and that kind of feel. And I think you tell Bergman was having a lot of fun with it. You just tell he was really enjoying this sequence, even though it went really dark. But he was having a lot of fun with it, even though it was a lot sillier than the rest of the film. You know.
Yeah, Orson Welles is actually quite a good shout because there is a kind of chimes at midnight kind of atmosphere about the whole thing.
Yeah, a kind of doomed quality to the lead character, and I mean, also the good thing I liked the characters here was they couldn't be summed up by the circumstances. Like they had things that were tied to who they were as performers, but they also did other stuff that was completely different from that, and they felt more complicated characters, really. So that you couldn't tell how they were going to what they were going to do, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
And I liked the fact that he shot the bear. It was a nice moment of he could either shoot himself or shoot the bear. So he shot the bear, and it was like I thought it was great because it showed you his rage, but also very complicated.
Yes.
And because that woman had done that to his friend, he kind of wanted her to suffer, and it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, there's comedy in it, and it kind of certainly starts more comedically, but like I said, it does kind of get darker, and it's about betrayal, and it's about being trapped in a life that you want out of, and it's about dreams of America that you'll never actually get there. It's really upbeat at the end.
Yeah, the thing I liked with this film also was how dark the interactions were with the theatre troupe, with the whole thing about the woman. And you knew I think even she knew she was being conned with the sexual encounter, but I think she also wanted to do it because of a frustration with the theatre troupe. I think if he wasn't a frustrator so much, her wits would be about her a lot more. I think it was more complicated than just being conned.
Yeah.
Which I liked because it showed a more complicated character. Like she had to be almost tricked into being faithful, but she kind of wanted to be unfaithful. You know.
Yeah, again, it's back to the desperation of being trapped in a life you want out of, but you don't seem to know how to get out of it.
Yeah. And the good thing is these characters are trapped. By the end of it, they are just recognising they're trapped, and they have to find a way through it. It's something you have to deal with.
Yeah, it's life,
Yeah,
and it's honest.
yeah. What makes it really work is when he goes to his wife and he kind of wants out, but he's already closed that door and doesn't realise. Like his theatre wife is worried he's going to leave her, and she doesn't realise that it's already over. His old ex-wife's not going to take him back. She's just nope. That's it. You made your bed. That's your problem now. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're great scenes with his ex-wife.
Yeah. Because she likes him, she's kind to him, but it's just like there's just no way I'm going through that again. It's like because she knows what he is. She knows that he'll wander back there eventually. It's like there's no point in traumatizing yourself for someone else's problems.
And since he left, she's become more successful. She's got a second shop, and she's living the life of Riley.
Yeah, it's really weird, but it works. It's a nice thing though, because you wouldn't expect that in that time.
Yeah,
Bergman's is more realistic. It's like women can do all this stuff fine without it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but in most American films, it'd be a big issue. In this one, it's not. It's just like she's good at her job. She can bring up a child herself. She doesn't need him. He's the problem. He's not the solution. And I quite like that. So.
Yeah, because other films would pretty much just have her taking him back.
Yeah, and he didn't deserve it. He'd messed up when she got on with things without him. It's like,
yeah.
I was quite glad she didn't take him back because I thought that it would have been soft and weak and it would have worked.
Yeah, and for all you action fans, there is an explosive fight scene.
Oh yeah, it's my favourite kind of fight scene because it's incompetent.
Yeah, because it's in your face. You know, it's messy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there was a fight scene in Ford vs Ferrari. It was just similar in the sense that it was two people fighting who couldn't fight and just embarrassed themselves horribly. Because in this one, the guy who wins the fight still isn't a good fighter. He just wins because the other guy's drunk and even worse than he is.
Yes.
There's no pride involved. But I quite like the fact that even though he won the fight, he still got him publicly embarrassed.
Yes.
So it would sting him. And it's just and the fight leads to that sense of compromise. They have to deal with their own failures. So it's not a fight for the sake of a fight. It's a fight for a guy to realise how far he's fallen and how he has to bring himself back up. The fight's not the point. The fight's the metaphor for the problem, which is nice.
Yes.
Because normally fights are the solution, and this one is like, no, it's not a solution at all. It just makes things messier. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think all that stuff is why I really love the film. Even though, it's not peak Bergman, it is one of his early films. I just really adored it. Even with its flaws, it's just like, this one got to me.
Well, seeing we did it with the other one, what would you give it out of 5 then?
I would give it a 4. I think it is worth 4. Flawed.
I would probably give it a 3 again.
Alright. So I like this one more than you did, and I hate the other one much more than you did.
Yes.
Yeah,
but again... Sorry? Oh, yeah.
You were consistent in what you're using. Mine were...
Yeah, I mean, I think both of these are kind of minor Bergman, but still worth your time, because it will give you a kind of glimpse into the future. Plus, again, the acting... Well, certainly the acting in Sawdust and Tinsel... Again, Harry Anderson's wonderful, and sorry, I don't know the name of the guy for the lead of the circus, but he's very good as well. He's the guy that was in Smiles of a Summer Night. He had a minor role in Smiles of a Summer Night.
And the camera loved Harry Anderson in this film. The nicest and Bergman shot like they were perverts, frankly.
Yes.
There's no ambiguity.
She shows a bit of flesh in it.
Yeah, and there's no ambiguity there. They were full-on pervy artists there.
Yes.
That's not a complaint.
So if you want to see that, that's another reason to watch Sawdust and Tinsel.
Yeah.
So do you have anything else on Sawdust and Tinsel?
Not really. It's just, I guess, it's a joyful film, even though there's darkness to it. I think it's still a joyful film about surviving, like bad, traumatic times and just dealing with life. I think it is. I think this was the kind of where Bergman was actually going. I think this is a good sign of where he was going. Some of the films he was made in the 60s and 70s were about just surviving like horrible times. This one felt like it was leading towards something like Through Glass Darkly and things, that kind of sense of things are terrible, but you just have to go on with it.
Yeah, because obviously there's filmmakers that kind of have amazing debuts and kind of hit the ground running, and then there's filmmakers that have interesting early works and you can kind of see the template for later things. And I think these two films are kind of the latter.
Yeah, Bergman took a while to get his feet, really. But it was just, that's the way it goes. Sometimes I think he's a good example of someone who goes with slow development rather than Orson Welles' approach, which is a massive big debut and then still great films, but people are less interested. I mean, Citizen Kane is an example of how to do the flashback structure right, which complicates through flashback rather than simplifies, really.
Just for an exercise for myself, I've been kind of ranking them as we're doing these videos. So just for laughs, my number one's Wild Strawberries, then Through a Glass Darkly, then Winter Light, then Smiles of a Summer Night, then The Silence, Sawdust and Tinsel, Summer Interlude.
Right, I haven't done this, so I'm going to go by memory here. My favourite is Winter Light, and then basically Through Glass Darkly, then Silence, then Wild Strawberries, and Smiles of a Summer Night, then this Sawdust and Tinsel, then way down is Summer Interlude, like way much further down than the rest of them.
We both agree number 6 and 7.
Yes, but to me number 6 is pretty close to number 5 in a weird way, because even though I know objectively it's not as good, I have a kind of soft spot for it. Which is nice. It's nice to have films that you know are flawed, but you still kind of love them.
Yes, when we get up to like 20 odd films, that ranking will probably stop, but it's fun to do it when there's only half a dozen.
Yeah, it's also, if you do the ranking when you get to 10 or 11 of them, my ranking will probably change entirely, because my mind will be different, because that's the way I roll.
Yes.
Yeah, so I like to see I roll in a podcast with Bergman. I'm so proud.
Yeah, that one's for the kids.
Yes, that's the most lowbrow thing you can possibly see in a Bergman discussion, so I'm glad to have done it.
Yes, totes.
Yeah. But that's from my boys out there in Filmland.
And on that bombshell, again, leave comments below if you've seen both of these films and what you think of them. Would be very interested to hear from you.
Yes, and please remember the thoughts on Summer Interlude were all my fault, not Rodin's. You can aim your hate at me. It's okay. I'll laugh at it.
We've each got our own opinions on films.
I know,
We'll come to them from different angles.
And that's okay. I just thought the people are going to be annoyed at me, not you. You know?
That's fine.
I know. I'm fine with that. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's actually
we're in
quite
this
good.
together.
I'd like to hear people's points of view now. I'd like to people tell me why I'm wrong. Actually, like seriously, I want to know why I'm wrong. Why someone loves Summer Interlude, because I also want to know the other point of view. Despite the jokes. Yeah.
Yes.
So hope people enjoyed this then.
Yes, thanks very much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Yep. I hope the technical problems will be sorted by then. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
See you later.
Bye.